Hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Now, last time I said we'd have something unusual in the next review, and here it is. It is the Compass Box Hedonism Blended Grain Scotch Whisky. So you've obviously got your single malts, which is entirely barley whiskey from a single distillery. You've got blended malts, which is barley whiskey from more than one distillery. You've got single grain whiskies, which is grain whiskey from one distillery, and blends, which is grain whiskey and malt whiskey from various distilleries. But has anyone ever just taken grain whiskey from different distilleries and blended it? It just never happened. It's in the Scotch Whisky Act and regulations that this exists as a category, but really nobody was doing it. And then came along Compass Box with the Hedonism. They claim that they were the first to do this. I'm not sure they were. I've seen one other blended grain that was actually from Berry Brothers and Rudd. But other than that, this is the only blended grain I've ever seen. I bought this from BC liquor stores a long time ago, 2017, early in 2017. But I wanted to do a single grain before I did the blended grain. And I did a Port Dundas a few weeks ago. So I decided now is the time to open the Hedonism. Let's have a look at the label. Got a pretty lady on it. Nice purplish thing. Another thing, how on earth have I gone on for so long without doing a Compass Box bottling? They were started, when? Can't remember. By an American whiskey executive, former Diageo employee called John Glazer. And they set the stall out as being kind of a consumer's champion. So they always give as much detail as they can about the whiskies. They don't chill filter, always natural colour. Actually, I'm not 100% sure about the chill filtration, but certainly it's always natural colour. And they produce good stuff. You know, the $50 whiskey is a good $50 whiskey. The $250 whiskey is a good $250 whiskey. And they're always kind of pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Like making a 3-year-old luxury whiskey. And it was actually like a 25-year-old whiskey, but they just teaspooned a little bit of 3-year-old whiskey into it, and then put a big number 3 on the bottle and sold it for hundreds of pounds a bottle. They do it because they can, because they're doing the things that just defy convention. So lots of people out there have a lot of love, a lot of time for Compass Box. I'm just getting into it myself. This is the first Compass Box review I've done. So I believe non-chill filtered, natural colour, 43% ABV, and I paid $80 odd for it. It's actually up to about $130 in Ontario now. Not a regular item at BC liquor stores, but there was a batch going. I think it's still available at 1 or 2 of the bigger BC liquor stores. Grainy, not surprisingly. Peppery, kind of menthol going on. There's a sweetness, but also very, very herbal, quite astringent notes. Green vegetal notes going on there. Vanilla, light, slightly creamy. Buttercups, meadow type, meadow flower. Custard cream biscuits, which I don't know if they're sold in North America or elsewhere, but it's kind of a like a malted milk biscuit with a cream centre. Very, very sweet. Anyway, creme brulee, bit of rice pudding, maybe an alcohol note that seems a little higher than 43. I'd have put it maybe at 46. Could be because I'm not used to grain whiskey. I don't really drink many blends. I've only had one single grain whiskey before. So I'm not really, I'm a malty kind of guy, and when it's grain whiskey, I find it feels a little sharper, a little less easygoing on the nose, like a corn whiskey note. It could well be a corn whiskey. I don't know if it's corn, wheat, or whatever, but sweet long grass, menthol, sweet brown sugar, oak, twist of sort of tangerine. It's all very, very sweet, all very confectionery. Peppermint oil. On the palate, very, very sweet. Vanilla cream, vanilla ice cream, grain alcohol, grassy with a little vegetal kind of edge to it, sweet ginger, sweet cereal notes that continue on to the finish, become a little nuttier. Let's just give this a touch of water. It's 43%, so I'll just give it half a teaspoonful. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, shall we? It has improved it. Brought out a sweet lime, rye spice, more herbal. A little bit nuttier with just a drop of water. Again on the palate, much more nutty. Pumpkin seeds, slightly lip smacking as well. The graininess for me. And is there a slight, almost artificial sweetness? Is it too sweet? It's a little too sweet for comfort for me on the palate, but you know, it's still good. The finish is grainy, grassy, green vegetal notes, white pepper, cinnamon, bitter cocoa, greenish ginger, and almond biscotti, and oak. Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's way out of my comfort zone, but this whiskey brings me enjoyably out of the comfort zone. I have to admit, it took me a while to really get this. The idea of a grain whiskey being hedonism is a little bit odd for me, because as a malt person, grains are the filler for blends. But you can see that Compass Box are really trying to push away from that and say that grain whiskies can stand up on their own and be interesting and worth buying, worth investing in. So I'm glad I bought this. Very glad I tried it. I don't think I'll ever love the grains as much as I do the malts. But this is good to challenge myself with, and it was well worth the buy, well worth what I paid for it. And I challenge any malt drinkers to just give this one a go and see how you go on. Really great introduction to grain whiskey. The other grain whiskey, the single grain I had from Port Dundas, that was nowhere near as good as this. So this blended grain, as well as being a bit of a curiosity, there aren't so many blended grains around, it's well worth buying just on its own terms. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the review. Like, comment and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon. Cheers, bye bye.